Hello.
Good morning.
Hi.
Tell the truth.
It's not a good morning. I'll tell you that much.
I won't call it a good morning. There's nothing good about
There's
it.
nothing good about it.
Tell the truth. How many glasses of wine did you have?
Like 3.
Red or red?
Red,
Cab? Zinfandel?
Pinot.
Mm.
It tasted good going down. It was wonderful. And then around 7 this morning when I started to slowly wake up, I was dying. I've taken a lot of Tylenol. I have a spicy Sprite.
You do. We know things have gone off the rails when you see
A giant
McDonald's Sprite. Something's gone terribly wrong. Welcome to Disrespectfully
with Katie Maloney
and Dayna Kathan.
Unapologetically.
We're here to do what we want to do.
Spilling the tea.
Babe, you're going to see the power of women. Like,
Disrespectfully.
the thing is, Katie texted me this morning, and I also usually can, I figured something was wrong. I was like, oh, she's not feeling good, but it's okay. I'm feeling suspiciously good. I think I've gotten away with something here.
What did you drink last night? Wine?
Well, we had happy hour, so
Yeah.
we had some margaritas, you and me and Fleur and Raleigh, and then had wine. Had a bunch of wine before the play, at the play. Can I tell you about the play?
I want to know. I want to hear about this because do I need to go?
Yes, but I don't know if you're going to have time to. It's only here till the 7th, and then it starts traveling around. I want to know why I know this. It was so good. I looked up tickets because I want to see it again because it was unbelievable. Knocked my socks off. Last night, I saw a play called Paranormal Activity. And the thing, it was like a re-envisioning of it, but I thought there was going to be certain elements that were the same. It was a totally new story, but you guys, I am not a thespian. I am not a play girly. I don't like a sing-along. There was no songs. It was an actual play. I was so captivated. Usually at intermission, I'm like thrilled to go get another drink and throw one back and shake it off. I cannot explain. It was spooky. Raleigh jumped out of her seat several times, and we were in the mezzanine, so we weren't even up close.
How do they do it? Like what? Like give me
Okay, let me explain. So the set is like a dollhouse that's cut in half, right? So you can see, and so we have the living room area, and then you can see the bathroom, this like hall, a creepy room in their bedroom. And it's all happening. The play in its entirety is 4 characters. It's a boyfriend, girlfriend. They've moved from somewhere in the South to London. And they're there, and she's had issues kind of in the past. And that, to me, was one of the biggest similarities between Paranormal Activity, which, if you haven't seen, is one of my favorite scary movies. You need to see it. The first one is so well done. She, like, something's up with her. She's, quote unquote, loses time. So they take this job, they go move there. And it was really interesting. They had a screen in the kitchen that was kind of like when they're having FaceTimes with someone, they can put it on, but then also it's a television. So it was like, that was part of the play, was like, that to me felt like a character. There is something that happens in this play, and by the time this episode is coming out on Friday, so if you are in LA, you do have 2 days to see it. Me and Raleigh paid $40 for our seats in the mezzanine. Those same tickets right now are over $200.
Oh
because
my God.
I think the word got out, supply and demand.
I started
limited.
seeing it more, yeah.
So what I was joking with Katie about this is I've gone to other things I've seen on TikTok before, and then it has been lackluster as far as an event. This was so worth it. I'm not jumpy by nature, so I just wasn't really jumping, but there were things I got shivers because there's this one thing, I'm not going to ruin it for you. If you get the chance and it's worth the money, spend the money, go see this if you can this weekend. Mm-hmm. There's something so freaky that happens. The entire theater screamed at the same time, including me. And I could, after it was like right before intermission, we're all like talking about like, how did they do this? It will never not bother me for the rest of my life of how they pulled this off. It's not a movie. It happened right in front of our eyes.
Like, do they have a lot of like fishing line to like move stuff around?
They must, but oh my God, it was so good. So I just can't sing the praises enough. But I also glug, 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 glug. We were having lots of wine and lots of great times. I had a bunch of they have like little snacks. I'll just do it right now. Jelly Bellies are on my daddy list.
Oh, you have a daddy this week or this day?
This day, specifically Jelly Bellies, because I'm not like I want a bag of jelly beans, but Jelly Bellies, I like to eat them one at a time so you can enjoy the flavor.
I do like how on the back of the box, it'll show you like little combos you can make for a little like, you eat the jelly one with the peanut butter, that kind of thing.
Oh, I never even thought of it. I never paid attention. Okay. Yeah. Incredible. Mm-hmm. Well, my 3 favorites are watermelon, pear, and cinnamon.
I love the cinnamon
Those
one.
are 3. It's so
and the pear
good.
one is so good. I remember I liked the Tutti Frutti one.
Mm-hmm.
And I like the root beer.
How do you feel about popcorn? It's kind of polarizing.
Popcorn?
Jelly Belly.
I kind of like it.
I liked the first one, and then the second one I was like, yuck. So I don't know, it was just a little bit too much, a little too buttery tasting for me.
I think if you do that a combo with something else, it could be nice.
Right.
Do you eat the black one? Do you like the licorice one?
Ugh, I hate black licorice more than it's like might as well have a good and plenty. Why isn't that called that candy? That candy should be called bad and yucky. Good and plenty. What the fuck do you like? Do you like black licorice?
Okay, if it's like a real authentic black licorice that tastes also like Jägermeister, I like it. But the black licorice that's like sweet, the Americanized version, I think of it. Yeah.
I love red licorice though.
I love
I love a red vine. I love a kookaburra.
Are you a Twizzler or red vine?
Red vine all day.
Yeah, same.
What are you?
Red vine.
Okay.
I do, I'll eat a Twizzler if that's what you got. But like
If it's all
red
I
vines
have.
are so good.
No, and the smell, there's something so kinky about it, and it just takes you to a simpler time. Like I love to just like the same way I like to stick my nose in Laszlo's entire ear canal and breathe in.
I used to work at a retail store and they had that, like, remember you could get that like tub of it and I just sit there and pop them all day.
Oh, so
Yeah.
goddamn good. What kind of retail store has red vines?
It was just like a cute little like privately owned, like it wasn't like a
Like
you know,
boutique?
it wasn't like
smaller?
a Hollister or Abercrombie. It was it's called JC Sport.
You're
in
not
Park
allowed to
City.
eat red vines if you work at Abercrombie. I know that much, at least the 2000s one. But
Whatever happened to that one iconic Abercrombie scent? Was it called like Woods or Wood?
the one that you could smell from the parking lot?
Yeah. I miss the old school Abercrombie. I still go there all the time, but I miss their old school like smells.
You liked the fragrance.
Yeah.
Interesting. I liked, did I tell you I worked at Gilly Hicks?
What the hell is Gilly Hicks? What is it?
Okay, I'm not saying this to be like, I'm a model. My job description was model. It's you literally, I stood at the front and it was their underwear line. For a while, they were trying to get it off the ground. It was like Hollister and Abercrombie's underwear line. And one of our taglines was, "Hi, welcome to Gilly Hicks. We're the cheeky cousin of Abercrombie and Fitch." Anyway, they gave me, I needed a full-time job over the summer. And so they gave me 40 hours and it was the most boring. And it was the same playlist over and over blasting and you're spraying all the things. And all the girls that worked there were nasty for the most, like meanies. And the managers, they'd make you use these certain things to, fold very precisely and whatever. Anyway,
Yeah.
so I don't miss that. But
What did you wear?
we had to wear a tank top and like yoga pants almost. Like they had like jammies and bras.
Oh, so you weren't wearing underwear.
No, I was not. No, I had,
That
yes.
would've
I,
been
no cheeks.
crazy.
no, I did have a shirt on, but those were dark times.
I worked at Hollister for 2 weeks.
Why only two?
So the day I started there, I got hired at this really cool boutique, also in the mall called JMR, and we sold like diesel jeans and like it was such like a cool girl shop that I was like could not believe I got hired. So I went into Hollister thinking I haven't even started. Like I've not even clocked in one time. So I told them, I was like, hey, because I had such good work ethic. I was like, hey, I just want to let you know, like I got another job. I'm gonna take that job. But like, I appreciate you giving me the job here. So if you would want, I'll still work the 2 weeks. So I gave them like a 2-week notice on my first day. And they're like, okay, sure. I was desperately hoping that they'd be like, you know what, never mind. Just go ahead and go. And so I had to work there. And of course they weren't gonna train me on register or on the floor. So I had to do go backs. Basically all the reject stuff from the dressing rooms to put back on the floor. And it was so dark in there. And yeah, the same music over and over. But
Here's my question for you about that. Because in the same way that you, myself, and Nick Disney are all passionate about returning carts, because
yes,
we're not bad people.
Oh,
and I
yes.
used to be a courtesy clerk. That was my first official job when I was illegal. I lied about my age. I don't even know how that happened, but I needed money. How do you feel about when you try clothes on? Do you precisely hang them back up and get them nice, or what do you do?
I put everything back on a hanger. I will never like just leaving stuff just all over the floor like that. No, I will leave it on the hanger and then I'll like most likely bring it out and try to put it away. But if it's a bunch of stuff, I'll just like neatly hang it up. And especially if there's an attendant, that's also their job.
Okay, you're giving Mother Teresa because
Really?
I don't put it back, and I hand it to them, or I
If
leave
there's
it
a
in
couple,
there
if I have
nicely.
like 2 things, I'm like, I'll just go hang these up.
You're better than me. That has never occurred to me in my entire life.
I've worked a lot of retail.
Okay. Well, there's that. Can I tell you something? Because I thought of you so specifically. I mean, I
Yeah.
think about you all the time. But last night, because you would have been a nightmare, the guy next to me, thankfully, he did have an N95 on, which was nice.
Oh, he coughed.
You
all the
guys
time.
hacking up a fucking lung. But it wasn't just him. It was like, fa la 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 of during this fucking play. And mind you, it's quiet. It's for setting the tone of scary. And it definitely A couple times I turned and looked at Raleigh and was like, I was tensing up. You would have been so mad.
I hate that shit in movie theaters, especially when it's just like, why is everybody coughing right now?
Go
to the bathroom.
I know it can't be helped, I guess, in some ways, but I was like, maybe you shouldn't have come tonight. I don't know. There was a lot of hacking and whatever. But anyway, last thing I'll say about Paranormal, go see it. It was, I wish that you I want you to try to see it because I need to, or at least I don't want to ruin it for them, but I'm going to tell you offline if you can't end up seeing what happened. But it was one of the most impressive things I've ever seen live. It was.
I mean, when I just saw that they were doing this play called Paranormal, I'm like, I don't know how that's going to go, but like, I'm here for it.
And also, when we first got in there, I appreciate the little details. I could tell when we sat in there that it was meant to make you feel uneasy and was contributing. And then they played it during the play too. So I was like, oh yeah, like I just think they thought of everything. So yeah, go see it.
Was the acting good?
Incredible. Such a good job. Again, 4 people made me feel something for 3 hours. I stayed engaged, like, because there was an intermission. So it was a decent sized show. Also, the theater I'd never been, very confusing. It said family restroom. It was a men's room. We walked in, it said family restroom, and I was like, am I missing something? Urinals, a bunch of dicks. I go in the bathroom. I'm not turning around. I have to pee and the show's about to start. We have 5 minutes. Mm-hmm. So me and Raleigh go in one of the bathrooms is disgusting. So I was like, damn, this is a men's room. So we go to the next stall and we just use it. And I'm like, I'm sorry guys, it says family room. I don't know what to do. Anyway, that's what happened to me. Oops. Here's a note about you today. You look so cute. Even when you feel bad, you look good. And I love this old boys lie suit, but you also have flaming socks on with chucks and it looks so cool.
Oh, thanks.
You look really cool.
These were an Instagram ad that I was like, immediately I bought 2 packs, one for me, one for Nick.
Were they?
Yeah.
Wow. God, you see, you do that shit. I never do, but look at it. Maleficent would wear those.
I'm a sucker for an Instagram ad. But yeah, well, thank you. I think just getting my ass in the shower helps me immensely feel better. I don't know what it is, but a shower is very healing on mornings like today.
Oh, yeah. Well, and also you're better than me. I didn't shower today.
I thought about it, but I was like, I know that will help. It'll get me over a hump.
Oh, yeah. You needed to. You had to.
And I don't know if I'm going to have time to shower again till like later on. So like, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Get it out of the way.
Well, we're not here to talk about my hygiene.
Well, I do have 2 more things to tell you.
Oh, okay. What's that?
And then we're going to jump into the episode. Quick circle back because obviously we had a boy on the pod on Wednesday. Sergio. Boy. We love Sergio. So thank you all for listening and being open. Katie was a little nervous about how I was going to feel about talking to a boy.
I was worried you're going to eat him alive.
Yeah, I think it went really well. And I really enjoyed getting to meet him. So I didn't want to talk about this in front of a boy, but FYI, because I got another message about perimenopause this morning. You guys, I got my results back. It's called an AMH or an AMA. I don't know, but it's the testing they do for if you want to know like your pregnancy, like your fertility, whatever. And it also indicates perimenopause. Mine was 4.2 something. And where it starts to enter perimenopause is below 2. And I know that sounds like a small margin, but she was like, no, for a woman of 35, you are nowhere near perimenopause. So just FYI.
I don't know if I am or not. I kind of like the mystery of it. So like, we'll just see.
Well,
you never know.
Mine was just because the ear spider. So I'm just letting you know there is a spider living in my ear. That is what she basically told me. So that's that on that. Last little thing, when someone FaceTimes you and you like put on a cute outfit and you feel like you look cute and they don't say anything. So annoying.
Well, you do look really cute. Sorry. Wow.
Thanks. My sister FaceTimed me this morning and I was like listening to her and then I just kind of paused and she was like, what? And then she was like, you look really cute. And I was like, thanks. I've been waiting. Anyway, should we do this episode?
Yes, we should.
Should we do some hometown heroes?
Let's do it. Hometown hero it up.
Anonymous says, hi, disrespectfully. After listening to a recent podcast and you mentioned revenge on your ex or current significant other, I decided I needed to send in one of my revenge stories. In addition, I guess you could consider me an older woman being that my age is 56, and if you could, please keep me confidential. I am unsure if anybody I know would be listening, but it would be really embarrassing if they were. I do need you to know that even at my age of 56, I love your podcast and can relate on many subjects, some not, but that's the way of life is. I still love your podcast. Anywho, this story is from when I was in my early 30s. I was dating a guy at work and I was friends with another woman at work. It came to my attention that they were messing around behind my back. One time after a sales meeting, I saw her in a parking lot and I drove my vehicle at her like I was going to run her.
Jesus.
Okay, I only included this because no one got injured and I think that's funny, but yes, don't do that. Like I was going to run her over. Of course I did not, but I made her think I was going to. I then broke up with him after. After a couple months, he got back in contact with me. They were then living together, but he missed me. So one thing led to another and I ended up at his house. Not something I'm proud of. Messed around with him behind her back while she was at work. She had to quit our mutual job and started working at a grocery store after we were done messing around. I used his bathroom, and in the bathroom, I saw her Bath & Body Works body sprays. I decided I should pee into her Bath & Body Works body spray. So I did and shook it up and put it back in its place, and then I left the house. I have no idea if she ever realized she was spraying a pee mixed body spray all over her, but I still think of it and it gives me giggles. Keep up the great work on your podcast. I will continue to listen.
Anonymous, you're my hero.
That was an incredible story.
Incredible.
I feel like it about, what's that movie we love with the lady? It's Complicated.
Oh,
So you know how in that movie, spoiler alert, but it came out in like 2009, she gets cheated on and then the, husband is with the Amanda Peet, the affairee. And then when they start fucking, I'm like, no, I actually think if you are the one that is cheated on with this person and they're in a relationship, you can fuck them anytime you want.
Yeah.
How do you feel about that? I'm like, you don't owe this person anything.
No, exactly.
Don't run her over with your car, but I don't think you did anything wrong. I think that it was a borrowed situation.
You were just taking what was yours just out for a spin.
You were there first. I know. Does that make me a bad person? I'm like,
no,
what?
no.
You fucking cheated.
I that logics to me makes sense.
Yeah, I'm not saying go out and cheat, but if someone cheats and they end up with your spouse, and then you have the opportunity and you want to plot on that, plot on it.
Yeah, it's wild work. I love it. The holidays are about the only time a year adults can get away with wearing matching outfits. And MeUndies has taken that to the next level with their Match Me collection.
If you haven't started your gift list yet, you've still got plenty of time to get everyone MeUndies. Whether it's matching undies with your partner, coordinating PJs for the family photo, or getting festive with your friend group, MeUndies makes it fun, easy, and ridiculously cozy. Their holiday prints are adorable, their fabric is next level soft, and the best part? You'll actually want to get caught in matching loungewear all season long. Me and Katie are wearing the same underwear. I don't know how, she doesn't know how I know that, but I do.
MeUndies is the go-to for unbelievably soft underwear and loungewear made from ultramodal. That's fancy speak for cloud-level comfort. And with matching sets in fun, festive prints, you'll be the most coordinated couple or family on the couch.
We're talking over 30 million pairs sold, 90,000 five-star reviews, and a problem-free philosophy that means if you don't love your first pair, it's on them. Plus, they're sustainably made, so your holiday giving can feel good and do good.
From cozy joggers to festive onesies, cheeky undies to cuddle-worthy bralettes, there's a cut, color, and vibe for everyone on your list. Their Match Me line lets couples and friend duos coordinate their loungewear game, while Holiday Collection brings a seasonal joy to your softest layers.
And here's the best part. Right now, you can get up to 50% off. Yeah, half off. That's a holiday miracle if we've ever heard of one.
Knock out all your holiday gifting needs today with MeUndies. To get exclusive holiday deals up to 50% off, go to MeUndies.com/disrespectfully and enter code disrespectfully. That's MeUndies.com/disrespectfully. Promo code disrespectfully for up to 50% off.
We're going there because women's health should not be a taboo topic anymore.
Facts. O Positive is literally on a mission to support women with real deal products that target real symptoms from your first period all the way through menopause. And they're crushing it. They have multiple #1 products in Target, and Urovaginal Probiotic is one of the top 5 supplements on Amazon.
And Uro is specifically formulated to support vaginal health. We're talking helping maintain healthy vaginal pH, a healthy scent, comfortable discharge, and just overall feeling good in your own body.
Because life happens. Sex, working out, hormones, periods, all that can throw your balance out of whack. And uncomfortable moments like odor or discharge, they happen to so many women, and we just don't talk about it enough.
I love that Uro uses clinically backed lactobacillus probiotic strains plus prebiotics. So it's not just covering up a problem, it's helping support the root of vaginal wellness.
And women notice results. Uro has thousands of 5-star reviews with people saying they feel more confident, more comfortable day to day, and even have a better time in the bedroom. Wink, wink.
And honestly, that confidence hits different when your body feels balanced again. This is about comfort, confidence, and taking care of yourself without shame.
Take proactive care of your health and head to opositive.com/DRF or enter DRF at checkout for 25% off your first purchase.
That's opositiv.com/DRF for 25% off.
Nicole says, "Hi, Coven Queens. I'm back again to share a few more Heauxmetown Hero stories that I think you'll find amusing. These will be way less long-winded compared to my first story read. I'm the girlie who was trapped in the Portuguese cafe. Obsessed with you both and the coven you've created." Yes. Story number 1. The time my bestie and I went on a weekend trip to Cali and got left behind. How do you feel about people calling it Cali?
I'm kind of indifferent about it.
Listen, Nicole. I get it, but like, don't call it Cali. Okay.
Listen, Nicole.
Sorry. So, sophomore year at Oregon State, my best friend Steph and I were in our peak chaos era. Every year, students drove 5.5 hours to Lake Shasta for a weekend of partying on rented houseboats, mostly frats and sororities. So basically, tons of loser frat guys wreaking havoc on beautiful Lake Shasta. Have you ever been to Lake Shasta?
I haven't. I've had the soda.
I love a Shasta.
Yeah, that's a brand, isn't it? Isn't that like a... Yeah.
Remember Blue Sky? Sorry.
No.
Ugh.
Have you been to Lake Shasta?
No.
Oh, okay.
I've never been to Oregon.
Oh, that's crazy.
I know. Steph and I weren't in Greek life, but our childhood friend, who we will call Mary, had some guy friends going and they invited us to join their group. One of them offered to drive, so we packed up and headed south, ready for a messy weekend. The whole trip was a blur. Steph and I went all out, barely saw our group, and didn't sleep on our own boat once. Where did you sleep? Damn. The night before we were supposed to head back.
Noodles floating around the lake.
Just wherever you laid down. The night we were supposed to head back, I slipped walking on a rocky beach and took Steph down with me. She landed straight on her tailbone and could barely sit. We still went full send that night, obviously. The plan was to meet everyone at the dock Sunday at 10 a.m. to drive home. We showed up around 10:05, Steph limping, both of us looking like we'd been dragged through the lake. To find the truck we came in was gone. 5.5 hours from Corvallis in another state, both phones dead. Wow. We finally found someone who let us charge our phones. We saw missed calls and a text from Mary that said they left at 9:30 instead of 10:30 like we planned. Nice friends.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm like, that's like your flight being like, you know what? We were thinking an hour sooner.
We were ready. Sorry you weren't. When we got her on the phone, she said she didn't realize we still needed a ride. Girl, what the fuck? We were stranded, hungover, and seemingly out of options until a random guy and his 3 friends, seriously could have been a really bad situation, offers to drive us back to Oregon in a tiny Toyota Camry, 6 people, 5 seats. Steph sat on my lap the entire ride home with a bruised tailbone, literally on the verge of tears every time we hit a bump. So yeah, we got ditched across state lines by our childhood friend and barely made it home.
Basement. Do not leave your goddamn friends, you guys, please. And please don't get in cars with men. Any strangers at all, but especially men. My God.
Yeah, they will kill you.
Yeah, I'm so glad this worked out for you.
Okay, story number 2. The condom that lived inside me for almost a week. Fear.
Jesus
Fear.
Christ.
This also happened sophomore year. Clearly not my finest. Steph and I went out one night, met a group of freshman guys, brought them back to her place. I ended up hooking up with one of them, LMAO. And it was so bad that I legitimately asked mid-sex if he was a virgin. Savage, I know. But it just slipped out because I was genuinely shocked at how bad it was. When it was over, we realized the condom was missing. We looked everywhere and couldn't find it. I even checked inside of me and didn't feel anything. I actually questioned if he had actually even put it on. A week later, I was in the shower and felt something literally fall out of me and looked down to see the condom on the floor at the shower. It had been inside me the entire time. I almost threw up. Anyway, those are just a couple more chaotic tales from an era I'm genuinely shocked I survived. Okay, love you, bye. I think about you at that Portuguese cafe often. I'm not going to lie. That one really stuck with me. And I think these ones are going to stick with me as well.
Totally. I love a stand-up. I mean, it's funny because, we're grateful. Right, keep writing in. disrespectfullypod@gmail.com. That's where you send your hometown heroes, your WWDDs. What would disrespectfully do? Mm-hmm. But sometimes I just think about you all. You know, like I'll like a story will cross my mind. I'm like, that's crazy. And it's crazy someone decided to share that with us. I'm so grateful for this community. I know you are too, but like, I'm like, you guys trust us with this insane information. I love it so much.
The girl who had the guy going down on her after he ate a pepper competition peppers. Like,
I mean,
think about you often.
There's just so many to choose from.
All of you that have thrown up on a dick, I think about you.
Absolutely. Our strongest soldiers.
Our strongest soldiers.
Sorry, I know we're all over the place today, but before I start this next one, hey, everyone, we're seeing your Spotify Wrapped. And I know it's like everyone else is going to get annoyed if we repost every single one, but we are just so grateful for you that listen. We're so grateful. We're almost 2 years into this bitch.
Seeing all the minutes that you've clocked listening to us just yap is really, it warms my heart.
No, it warms my heart. I'm just eternally grateful. So thank you for listening. We love you, hoes.
We love you.
Heaux. That's how that's spelled. Amanda says, hi, longtime fan of the podcast and listener from day one. I must start by thanking you a million times over for this pod. This is a community I love belonging to and one that inspires me every time I listen or see Disrespectfully podcast Facebook group post. Yes, I'm Facebook old. Damn, that's the only reason I sometimes wish I had Facebook. I want to know what you guys are doing in there. Got to check it out sometime.
I do every now and then. It's scary.
It's scary?
A little bit.
People are mean?
I don't know. All the people that wish me happy birthday every single year, and I'm never there. So thank you to everyone that wishes me happy birthday on
What's
Facebook.
scary about that? That's sweet.
I don't know. No, that's not scary. I don't know. It's just a lot of really
Do they wish me a happy birthday?
like articles that aren't true.
Hmm.
You know, that kind of thing. Anyway.
Okay, well, we love you guys. Okay, so I am one of those who have aphantasia, and I will try to, how am I saying it wrong?
Aphantasia.
Aphantasia, and I will try and explain how I experience it. For a long time, I realized I couldn't visualize in the same way others. I studied filmmaking, so it became pretty obvious when chatting with classmates about how they imagine their films. I don't imagine objects or scenes, etc., as objects themselves. I kind of describe it internally. This happens automatically. And if I do see anything in my mind's eye, it's usually with a black background and is more like an abstraction, and it takes a lot of focus to keep the image visible. However, when it comes to memories or remembering objects, etc., I almost feel like I time travel. I'm not imagining or remembering as others seem to do. I am actually there in the moment. It is from the perspective of what age I was in the memory or when I saw the object and what feelings and thoughts were involved with the memory. I feel like I've gone back in time and I'm watching myself from the inside, if that makes any sense. If you've ever seen the movie Arrival, it's kind of like that. I've never seen that. Do you know anything about that movie?
But I mean, if you're having like visual, like memory type things, like that is visualizing.
Well, I think that I understand what they're saying.
I don't know if
I think I'm understanding like the object of it, like the apple example, like they're having to focus really hard. They have to put it in a black background and they have to like I have an apple in my head right now and I don't have to think about it at all.
Yeah,
I'm seeing any kind of apple all over the place, no matter the background. But I think for memories, this makes sense to me. I feel like when I'm looking at memories, it's like I'm watching a movie. To me, it sounds, this kind of gives butterfly effect to me, whereas she's in the movie or this person's in the movie. So I don't know. I think that's the difference. Yes, Amanda.
Okay, got it.
That being said, I still have to sort of place myself in the memory and I feel mentally like I have to travel there, but I'm in control. So it doesn't just happen. I have to focus. Still, there is always a black background of sorts reminding me that this is in my mind. Like this, whatever this is, sounds very different than how I experience it in my head. I found this interesting description of why aphantasia can occur, and it makes sense in my case. Possible associations. Aphantasia may be linked to difficulties with facial recognition and remembering details of past events in a narrative rather than visual way. Some research suggests it might offer protection against certain mental health conditions like PTSD, which involves intrusive visual flashbacks. Anywho, every time I listen to an episode, I want to write in. I am Medi, S is silent, from Canada, so I loved and could relate to the Rougarou stories. What the fuck is that?
I don't know.
We grew up with scary stories about the Rougarou, and I still get freaked out every time by some of the stories.
What is a Rougarou?
I'm guessing it's something that we've talked about before. It must be some kind of monster.
I don't remember we've ever.
It's a legendary creature in Cajun diaspora and a trickster in oral traditions. It kind of looks like a werewolf.
I feel like I remember this in relation to some of the things we were talking about, the Bayou, like the goat man devil thing,
yeah,
but so probably that. Keep being disrespectfully awesome. K, love ya. Bye, Amanda.
We always pick the same kind of stories. All right. Molly says, I've been a day one listener of the podcast. I binged Vanderpump when I started hearing about Scandal and loved you both. So I was excited when I learned you'd be doing a podcast together. I was just listening to the November 21st podcast where you talk about aphantasia and wanted to share my experience. A few years ago, I was at work and my coworker said, I just learned there are people that can't see pictures in their head. Isn't that crazy? And I said, what do you mean? Up until that point, I thought saying you were picturing something was a figure of speech. If someone tells me to picture something, I know what it is. I can think about it, but I don't see anything. I still dream and I can remember my dream, but I remember more as a story than actually being able to go back and see it. Same with memories. I actually do have a good memory, but when I'm thinking of a memory, I just remember the story of what happened. I'm never seeing a video or whatever in my head. I love reading and everyone is always so surprised I can enjoy so much if I can't see what's going on in my head. But I just take the words and understand the story and don't see anything in my head. For the inner dialogue, you asked what it would sound like in my head. Literally nothing. No other relaxing noises or anything else, just silence. That's crazy.
So jealous.
That is probably why I enjoy podcasts so much and pretty much always want to have something playing. When I think it's just thoughts, I don't hear anything. So weird.
That is so crazy.
I hope this helps and glad it's so interesting to you because I honestly don't even know what it would be like to be able to see or hear things in my head. It's peaceful. I imagine it's very peaceful for you.
Again, I always liken it to probably like fucking Tuck Everlasting. Sounds awesome. Like a little stream.
Yeah.
Nice, maybe some birds chirping. Like, I mean, I can't imagine how much more high functioning I would be as a person if I didn't have that going.
Do you know
all the
how
time?
hard it is when you're trying to talk and listen and you have thoughts running through your head? Not just the thinking kind of thoughts, like they're loud.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's a nightmare. I mean, Justice for People with ADHD, Georgia, friend of the pod, just posted something. They're like, but how do you know I'm interested if I'm not interrupting you and like listening? I'm like, I think in our culture, it's like you're a selfish bitch or self-centered, or you think what you have to say is more important. And it's difficult when you have a podcast when your brain works this way. But I just get like excited about things and like, pew, 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 all the time. And I'm like, yeah, if like one of those would be more quiet, probably be easier conversationally.
Yeah.
But it is what it is. I have a really exciting one here for you. This is my last one. Hello, ladies. Love you both so much, obviously. I would love to put this man on blast, but this man's family owns a very popular company, so we will keep both our names anonymous. So when I was 16, I met this man at work, and he was 8 years older than me. Fast forward, after many years and several failed relationships, this man became my boyfriend. 2 years ago, he asked me to move in, which involved him having to jump through hoops to get my beautiful new apartment subleased. But he was very pushy about moving in, so I just had to do it. At the time, I was in sports hospitality, which involved me doing a lot of traveling all over the world to attend major sporting events. Well, that man apparently did not like that, and out of pure jealousy one day, gave me an ultimatum to quit or he will break up with me and kick me out of our house. Fucking basement. They really, I'm sorry, we were talking about this with Sergio, like they really are divas. Like diva, he wants to be you.
Yeah.
He doesn't want to date you. He wants to be you.
Yeah.
Stupidly, I quit my job to stay with the man that I loved and had known since I was a literal child. Not even 2 weeks later, this little prick not only cancels my plane ticket that he paid for under my name to Europe, breaks up with me and kicks me out of our house. Devastated, homeless, and jobless because of his actions, I decided to take my travel credits that dumbass put in my name and fly down to Florida to stay at a family's condo. My sad, drunk ass was alone on the beach, decides to go on Tinder, and somehow finds 2 Australian friends on their vacation that are into having a 3-way. At first, I thought they were kidding and messing with me, but then these dudes got fully naked in front of each other and started talking with their beautiful accents, and I was like, oh shit, it's happening. I'm about to get double teamed by 2 Australian guys I met on Tinder on my parents' condo couch while my life is an absolute shambles. Obviously, that's any girl's dream come true. Long story short, I got Eiffel Towered by 2 lovely Aussies on my ex-boyfriend's dime. Life update. I met a lovely, beautiful, caring man that I've been dating for a few months, got a new job where I met incredible people, and moved back into the apartment I lived in before the dumbass forced me to move in with him. I wish him the absolute worst and love you ladies the absolute best.
Nice.
That's the way the like Challengers music immediately starts playing in my head when I'm picturing these fucking Aussies being like, so how do you feel about France? Do you want to have a little Eiffel Tower moment? Or what? I'd be like, absolutely, any hole, let's go.
Damn.
I'm so proud of her.
You like really want to do the Eiffel Tower.
Damn. Yeah, I do. I'm like just truly not very into men these days, but I'm like, I don't know. An MMF sounds so good in terms of just like experiencing it in my life. I have not
French
experienced
Canadian
it.
men in here, or 3, but
yeah,
at least I don't know. I don't know if the other ones had girlfriends or not, but
missed opportunity. But damn, I just read that with such like, you go, Glenn Coco.
Yeah,
I love that.
I love when women win. Okay. Anonymous says, also, I saw a TikTok today that this guy was speaking the truth. He's like, there's a lot of straight men who don't like women. And I know this isn't news, but they like them in terms of like, they're attracted to them and they want to sleep with them, but they don't like them. And he's like, and how you spot these men is listen to how they talk about women around other men.
I think that I'll take it a step further. They hate women. And I'm not saying all men, but there are a lot of men out there that's fundamentally what it comes down to. And unfortunately for them, their sexual preference is women, but they hate you. And it's how they act. It's how they show up. And I saw a TikTok of a trans man who was discussing being passing in male spaces and how eye-opening and terrifying that was. Wow. Of the things that they say when they think that women aren't listening and around. Like, it's so, I believe him. It's so scary.
Okay. Anonymous says, hi, Katie and Dana. I've written in before, but please keep me anonymous this time. I heard y'all talking about TJ Maxx and other similar stores on an episode when someone wrote in spilling the tea about TJ Maxx's cheese. I also have some tea on Ross. My mom has been working for Ross for several years, and one of the grossest stories she has shared with me was when a customer took a dump in the dressing room. She did not have to clean it up, but it feels so bad for the employee who had to do it. There are restrooms at Ross, but not sure why this person decided to let it out in the dressing room. God, people just amaze me. But working at Ross is not all that bad. My mom gets 40% discount 3 times a year, but has to be sneaky when sharing the discount with family and friends. My husband and I were lucky to have my mom around during major discount sales, and we bought $800 worth of stuff. We definitely saved more than we spent, buying stuff that turned out to be 90% off. Damn. We found brands that we like, such as Tory Richard, Tumi, Olukai.
I think it's Olukai.
And many, many more. There's also a 49-cent sale in the beginning of the year, but I don't think that's much of a secret since I've seen it on TikTok. Another thing Ross has done for their employees that is great is they do provide financial assistance for emergencies. My mom was able to get assistance from them when my father passed away due to COVID and when our house got flooded. Oh, I'm so sorry. Also, friendly reminder to those who enjoy shopping in the stores, please be respectful and courteous to the employees and fellow shoppers. Put things back on the shelf or rack, Dayna.
Okay. Fuck.
And throw away your trash and control your kids. And since I'm writing it anonymously, I will say I am writing this while I'm on the clock as a healthcare worker working on a holiday. For some weird reason, Thanksgiving, the colonizer holiday, is the only holiday we get paid time and a half. And now that I won't be considered a professional, screw it. Anywho, thank you for y'all's podcast and how you make all of us in the Coven members feel seen. Disrespectfully anonymous. Thank you for sharing that tea. And I'm really sorry to hear about your mom and your dad.
Yeah. I mean, there's some definite heartwarming things. And also, be a time thief. Companies don't care about you. No one cares about anyone, and except us. We care about you. But I'm like, yeah, that's one of the great things of capitalism, and one of the things they try to make you feel bad or believe. I'm like, they will replace you tomorrow if you left. Like, just time thief it up. I will say, I have a horror story real quick before we jump into WWDD. It's possible I've told this before, but we really do stay so interconnected when we're picking these separately. It's funny because all of this is coming back together. But when I was a courtesy clerk, I was like 6 months into it. So I was barely 15 and I was almost 15 and a half. And there was a lady that came out of an elevator, and she was an older gal, and she came out and the fear in her eyes heading to the bathroom.
Oh no.
The thing is, this is back when my GI tract worked. So I didn't understand that fear. I do now. And
I know that look.
Okay. Here's the thing. I'm not going to go into too much detail. It was on the ceiling. Okay. I do not know what happened in there. It was so scary. And then I just heard my manager, who hated me, by the way. She hated my light and wanted to snuff it out. I had to clean it up. And it was a really humbling experience and a big bummer. But I also am like, I feel for you, queen. I have IBS too. I get it. But I'm like,
ceiling?
Yeah, I don't know what happened. And at least I wasn't and she was so scared. She was trying to get to the potty. But I'm like, the dressing room, I just have to assume something went really wrong. I believe that some people, maybe that's a kink. But don't you think that something more often than not went wrong?
Crazy.
If you're going potty in a dressing room?
Yeah, I don't think she's throwing poop around. I just thought about that story Raleigh told us yesterday. Don't put your fingers in your mouth.
I quite literally almost I heaped when she said that. I was like, please, yuck. You overheard a story that happened at a hospital. I don't want to get into it. It is yucky. Yeah, you don't want to get into it either, and wash your hands. Should we do some WWDD?
Yes.
Emily says, hey, Dayna and Katie. Hope you both are doing well. My name is Emily, and I'm from England, and I'm a massive fan of the pod and you guys. I often listen on my walks into uni. Apologies if this doesn't make sense. I've had a couple of glasses of wine. That is maybe a bottle or so. You're in good company. I was wondering if you could give me a bit of advice regarding mental health. I know Katie had spoke about her struggle a bit on Vanderpump Rules, which had helped me a lot, but also speaking out for body positivity too, which has been such a help for me. I'm currently at uni studying law, and I often feel like I'm not good enough and struggle with symptoms of anxiety and imposter syndrome. I look up to you as it seems that you have your life together and have confidence I aspire to have, and I want to know how you do it. Even if it's a front, how do you put it on? I feel like hearing from your experience will help me contextualize and maybe help me get through this time. I want to be successful like you guys, and I need to figure out the next stage of life after uni, which is a massive stress for me anyway. Any tips? Happy Thanksgiving, and thanks for the amazing pod and taking time to read, respond. Tequila Katie life, I think is what they meant to say. Love you guys. Best wishes, Emily. P.S. I really need a something about her sandwich. I've tried to make mine at home, but they don't compare in my broke uni student kitchen. Haha. If you need any staff, I volunteer. Highly recommend the Viola or the Drew.
Yeah.
Okay, so this one, I know I actually haven't said it in a while, but I think since it's that time of year and everyone puts a lot of stress on themselves, it is a fantastic reminder that we are on a rock. That rock is floating through space. It's on fire, and we are all going to die soon.
Nothing matters.
Nothing is that deep. And I mean that in the most profoundly positive way that I can. I also think, yeah, we do have our lives together now, but I think that Katie and I, for different reasons, have both had so many iterations. We've had so many factory resets. We've had so many updates. And there have been big times in my adult life that I thought I had worked toward this safety of what I thought safety was a career, and it was gone overnight, like blew up in my face. And I thought, I did the right things. I went to college. I did this. Like, how can I not be safe? And then what's come out of it when you're on the other side of the suck has always been better. That is just how it works. It is. I truly believe that. And I think that sometimes the universe is really loud and not delicate and doesn't use kid gloves when it's telling you it's time to switch it up. Sometimes things blow up. But in those moments when you feel like you have imposter syndrome and you don't know what your next step is and you can't see the staircase, I do fake it. I still fake it to this day. There are moments I don't wake up every day being like, you're that girl. I do a lot because I put the time in, but like I definitely have my moments. And sometimes you have to fake it to yourself. Like they did a study about smiling and like smiling at other people, not in like a smile scary movie way,
Yeah.
but like what it does for you if you just put on a smile. And it's pretty interesting as far as like it does help to fake it when you're in the funk sometimes. So that is my biggest. And also in trusting yourself. You're studying to be you're at uni to be a lawyer. Like, wow, that's so cool. Like
that's impressive.
That's impressive. Not a lot of people can do that. So like sometimes you just need to tell yourself you're that bitch, even if you don't feel like you're that bitch, because you are probably that bitch.
Yeah, I think if everyone was going to be totally real, I think we would all understand that everyone's faking it a majority of the time. Like life is really fucking lifey at times. And it's just like, no, I don't have the mental or emotional capacity sometimes to deal with everything that's going on. And I feel like a toddler about it sometimes. Where I'm like, I don't want to adult today, but like sometimes I just don't. But like sometimes you like have to, you got to, or like you got to, I don't know. I don't hide my emotions very well. And I know I'm very shitty company sometimes, but sometimes you really have to fake it. And it's like, I put so much energy into it. It's exhausting. But also remember like just, I think taking inventory and stock of like the little wins along the way, practicing gratitude, I think is one of the best ways to like mood boost and confidence and not focus on what you don't have or what you're lacking or what you're failing at or whatnot. And just like the smallest little wins. Like I took a shower this morning. I knocked that off my list. That is a win for me today. And that way, when you like look back at your day, you're like, I did some good shit today, even if it's small things, and don't focus on the stuff that didn't get done or anything like that, or feeling like you're a failure or a loser or you don't have it together like everyone else, because no one does. Even though I think even the people that are the most successful ever, like they got their shit too. So just remember that.
Well, and I like you said, like sometimes you need a grown up. You're like, I'm not. But what I will say though, it also does come with time. You're in uni, you're young. The older you get, it is so fucking freeing when you're so in your skin and you've had to do the hard work to get there. And it's easier to give less of a fuck and like take a million chances, keep trying. You're going to get a lot of things wrong. That is what your early 20s are for.
Yeah.
That is what that is just part of the process. But then you get out to the other side of it and you're like, damn, I really like who I am these days. And if that is not for you, then that's not for you.
No, yeah. Like you guess what? You're not going to be for everybody.
That part.
And once you can learn to accept that, it sets you free. The guys at True Classic started with a simple mission: to bring premium, comfortable clothing to the masses. Because looking and feeling great shouldn't come with a designer price tag.
And clearly, people agree. People vote with their dollars, and True Classic has sold over $25 million shirts to more than 5 million customers and racking up over 200,000 5-star reviews.
But True Classic isn't just about great fabric or fit. It's about confidence, about helping the people you love show up every day feeling comfortable, pulled together, and confident.
And that's why I love True Classic for holiday gifting. Their clothes look amazing, feel even better, and now they're available for the whole fam. So whether you're shopping for your partner, your dad, your brother, or even yourself, you can just find something everyone will actually want to wear.
Their clothes fit where they should, feel incredible, and don't break the bank. You get that polished, tailored look without sacrificing comfort or blowing your holiday budget. I originally bought True Classic for my boyfriend, but now they've launched their women's line and I can finally shop for myself too. Their sweat sets are unbelievably comfortable, but my favorite piece is the tank top. It's so easy to dress up or down, no matter the day.
So skip the stress and overpriced designer stuff. Give comfort, give confidence, give True Classic. You can find them at Amazon, Target, Costco, and Sam's Club, or head to trueclassic.com/disrespectfully to shop the perfect gifts for everyone on your list. You started a business, but you didn't expect to become the head of everything. Now you're doing the marketing, the customer service, and IT with no support staff. At some point, doing it all becomes the reason nothing gets done. Stop doing everything.
Instead of spending weeks sorting through random resumes, Upwork Business Plus sends a curated shortlist of expert talent to your inbox in hours. Trusted, top-rated freelancers vetted for skills and reliability, and rehired by businesses like yours.
If you're overextended and understaffed, Upwork Business Plus helps you bring in top quality freelancers fast. Get instant access to the top 1% of talent on Upwork in marketing, design, AI, and more. Ready to jump in and take work off your plate.
Upwork Business Plus takes the hassle out of hiring and the pressure off of your team by dropping trusted freelance talent right in your lap. That way, you're never stuck spinning your wheels when you need a skilled pro. And your projects don't stall.
When finding talent you can trust feels impossible, it's easy to default to doing everything yourself. Upwork Business Plus sources vets and shortlists proven experts so you can stop doing it all and delegate with confidence.
Upwork Business Plus doesn't just help you find quality freelancers, it handpicks the best. So you can focus on scaling and let pros on Upwork handle the rest.
Right now, when you spend $1,000 on Upwork Business Plus, you'll get $500 in credit. Go to upwork.com/save now and claim the offer before December 31st, 2025. Again, that's upwork.com/SAVE. Scale smarter with top talent and $500 in credit. Terms and conditions apply.
Samantha says, "Hi ladies, late VPR joiner here. Beloved no less, you ladies feed my light all the norms on fire mindset." Okay, I like that. Here's my WWDD. I am a work from home mom of 3. Damn, girl.
Fuck.
Who
Strongest soldier.
are home with me always. I
Oy.
work 2 jobs from home, 2 jobs, while keeping the kids because who can afford childcare anymore? That is also responsible for all the normal stay-at-home mom duties, cooking, cleaning, groceries, etc. I don't mind being responsible for those things as my husband works out of the house for 11 to 13 hours a day. The issue comes from feeling like I'm going crazy in the house and it's affecting me poorly as a mom. We have the opportunity to move to my hometown where I have family to help take care of the kids once in a while or come see us during the day. My husband loves the idea and so do I. However, his parents, who we're close with, live where we currently do. We see them once or twice a week and enjoy the time we all get to be together. But they both have jobs and cannot be the help that I need. When I told them about the move, there was a noticeable shift in attitudes. I feel like my mother-in-law does not have much to say now and won't talk about our journey of finding a new house and the move in general. I have the mindset that the only thing I can do is change our circumstances and have peace knowing I'm doing what is best for my family and my mental health. How can I approach this conversation with them that I can tell they are acting differently and help them not be so upset about the decision? I think you need to give less fucks about them. I know that sounds mean to say because it's family and you love them and you appreciate them and you enjoy that you're close to them and you get to see them. But like, if they're not going to recognize how much you're drowning and how much this is going to be such a weight off of your shoulders, that should be their only concern. And obviously they can be upset that like things are going to change, that they're not going to see you. And I think what you do is say like, listen, I know that this bummed you out because we have a good thing going on. We get to see each other. We get to spend time together. But like, you need to understand how difficult it's been for me and how much this is going to just change my life overall. And I hope you can respect that. And once this initial like shock and hurt or whatever it is wears off, that like you just have peace of mind knowing that I'm going to be taken care of. I think that's how you approach it. And that there's no option. There's no conversation. There's no input for their feelings. Just basically like very matter of fact.
Yeah. Also retweet to everything Katie just said. And also please pat yourself on the back. Having 2 jobs at home while responsible for 3 children and the domestic duties that are falling on your shoulders, like that your plate is so full. Like I'm grateful that you give us an ear to listen because I don't know where you find the time to do that. But like, here's the thing, what Katie said, I hate when people tend to make things about them, like what you're doing to them when you're doing something that is advancing your position in the world or helping yourself or surviving, which is clearly what you're doing. She should recognize that. But since she doesn't, I would be real honest about that and say like, this is not a personal attack on you. Love you, want you in our life, want you, we're family. But like, if I don't do this, I'm going to snap like a twig. So that's where I'm at. Then if she can't recognize that, then you go from there. But like also making sure your husband is echoing that and having your back in those conversations because it is his mother. And of course, when we blend as a family, in-laws, uncles, aunts, we're family. But like, I do hope that he has your back, and I'm really proud of you for doing what you need to do to take care of you, to be the best kind of mom, because guess what? A happy mom is a good mom. So like you need to take care of yourself, and I'm sorry that she's making you feel that way, but open, honest communication. And then if they are not going to hear you, it's time to say, fuck it, and unburden yourself with their opinions or their feelings on the matter.
Period.
Jinx.
We're very in sync.
Cindy says, hey, Dayna and Katie, love you both. You always give the best advice, so I figured I'd write in. I have a close friend situation that's been weighing on me. We've been friends for over 20 years. Technically, we're kind of family because our kids share the same dad, but that's a whole other story, LOL. I'm going to need you to put that thing down, flip it and reverse it, and write in a Heauxmetown Hero about that because we're nosy. We'd like to know what the business is with that. She's always had a hard time with her mental health. For years, I drive 45 minutes to see her. She would only come to my place maybe once a year, usually for my birthday. Lately, I barely hear from her at all. When I do, it's always heavy. She's struggling and I never know what to say. I try not to give advice because I know that's not always helpful, so I just say I'm there for her. I have a small birthday party coming up and I invited her, but she's not coming. She said she doesn't want to be the sad, depressed friend and bum everyone out, and I get that, but it also feels like she's just stuck and doesn't want to change anything. I don't know if she's waiting for me to offer to come see her again, but it feels one-sided. I've been showing up for years and it's draining. I don't want to give up on her, but I also feel like I'm losing her anyway. What do I do? Emmy. That whole thing made me so sad to hear because that is a difficult situation. And I can speak to this as being the person that is the bummer and really struggling with your mental health and just trying to get by. You're also aware that you bum people out. Like I'm sad for her, but I'm also sad for you because I can tell just by in what you said, this is not coming from a place of like, you're sad and it's annoying. You care and you're worried and you want to do the right thing. I think it's wonderful that you're so self-aware that you don't need to necessarily give advice because I think sometimes we want it's human nature to want to help other people. But in a situation like this, you can lead a horse to water. Like it's just something that she's going to have to be able to get through or, like figure out what her action plan is when she gets to these places. So I just understand. And I think that this is a tough one. And I wish that I had a better answer that was concise, but I feel like you've had these conversations before, but it's maybe time to revisit that and say like, look, I wanted you at my birthday and I understand that you don't want to be a bummer, but when I'm telling you that I want you somewhere, don't make any assumptions that you're going to ruin. I know where you're at. So I want you there because I want you there and I love you and I don't want to add to your plate anymore, but I do need to let you know where I am in our friendship. And this has been a long time and I want to do what I can to support you and I want to be there for you, but I also want to know what steps you're taking to get that figured out. And like, you deserve to live your best life and I want you to be happy and I want you to be well. But I do feel like our friendship is suffering and I'm here, but I want to have this conversation because I don't want to lose you. I don't want you to feel attacked. I don't want you to feel anything. This is just what I'm observing. How can we get through that?
Honestly, no notes. That's like a perfect thing to say because it is very compassionate. It is very empathetic. It's coming from your heart but it's also, it's a little bit of tough love, but not kicking someone while they're down kind of tough love. I think, yeah, really pointing out the fact that like, I want to spend time with you and I want to enjoy that time. And I'm not saying that like being around you bums me out, but like you seem to be aware that your company is not the cheeriest. So I don't know. I mean, it's such a sad place to be for both people. Anonymous says, how do I deal with a boss that I hate? Hi, gals. Please keep this anonymous. Not that the person it concerns is anyway cool enough to be a part of the Coven. That's right. I have a new boss who literally cannot stand. I mean, I can't even look in this woman's direction, let alone make eye contact with her. She's incompetent, lazy, and passive-aggressive, to say the least. It ruins my day just seeing her in the same room, and I cannot help being rude to her. Classic Scorpio energy. Oh, love it. She is in no way deserving of the position that she's in, where she leads a department of outstanding teachers. 2 of my colleagues have already been signed off with stress because of her. Jeez. So how do I deal with this? Because currently this hatred that I feel is consuming me, and I've never felt such burning rage towards another human being in my entire life. Whilst I do feel like my rage is valid and everyone that I talk to about it agrees, it is eating me up inside and probably, let's be honest, giving me wrinkles. How do I deal with this bitch I have to see every single day? Help me, please. Also, please don't judge me for being a terrible human being. I am nice, honestly. Love you, bye. A tired and rage-filled teacher. Girl, let it fucking rip. This is a safe place for you to do that. God, when the sight of somebody just pisses you off,
It's so
And
hard
it
in a
does.
working
It's hard
environment.
because you feel like you burn so much energy
Ugh.
hating somebody. It's like, oh, you just want to pay them no attention. And I get that, but you're kind of stuck. I don't know. I mean, is there HR? Is there someone above them? I think when someone's creating a really hostile work environment that is becoming very apparent to everyone, there's something that can and should be done to eliminate this person. Honestly, if not, like the girl at the beginning of this episode, hit her with your car. Oh man, if we just could, but I don't know. I mean, like honestly, I would either like go to their boss, the head, the superintendent, I don't know who it is, and say like, look, there's been people that she's stressing people out. I spend all my time thinking about this. She's mean, she's awful, and just be honest. I don't know. Like I punch her in the face. I don't know.
Honestly, I retweet. I do feel like it is challenging in professional environment. Like it's so much easier to just, it's someone in your life you can say go fuck yourself, but unfortunately there's grown up ways that we have to say go fuck yourself.
I don't know. Sometimes I think there's no other thing to say.
Yeah, which it's super challenging. But I would say step one, take a step back, evaluate. Is there someone else we can get involved that has that position? I think that's really good advice on Katie's part. Do we have HR? Do we have a superintendent? Do we have someone else who manages a department that it looks as lateral instead of a vertical of someone that they look at as below them, that's approaching them about sensitive subject matter? You have the right to work in an environment that doesn't make you feel miserable or freaked out or whatever, like Katie said, like non-hostile working environment. So start there. And then if it doesn't work out, you might need to act like us a little bit and do it as a one-on-one, like pull them aside. Do not put anything in writing.
Yes.
And say it to their face and say, look, we work together. We have to work together. I'm feeling miserable and uncomfortable and I'd like to address that. So and usually people like that are cowards also. Like when there's a power trip dynamic in a working environment, it usually is because someone feels out of control in their life and they want to make other people miserable. Stand 10 toes down on that and then just see how tough they are.
Or pee in her body spray.
Body spray. Don't think.
You know, if those things, maybe there's like little bits of revenge you could get that just sort of alleviate some of the pressure that you have building inside of you from your hate towards this person that can just soothe you a bit.
Yeah.
I won't tell anyone.
Hate that for you. We won't tell, but write in again. Let us know what you do, especially if it involves urine. Sarah says, hi, Katie and Dana. Danya, LOL. It's been so long since Danya from Vogue. People might not know about it. Long-time listener, first-time caller. Just want to start off with, I love the pod. Please never stop. You ladies have both inspired me so much and truly changed the way I think about things in general. You're both so authentically yourselves, and it's such a breath of fresh air. You offer such great perspectives, and I also love when you guys disagree about something. It shows that a true friendship y'all have. Thank you both for just being kick-ass ladies. Might I add, Katie, please keep this hair forever. You keep getting hotter somehow. Dana, this new color on you was the move. Girlfriend, it looks amazing. Okay, that was like such a fucking sweet love letter. I love you.
Yeah, I love you.
Any hoodly-hoo, I'm struggling with a friendship coworker situation in the moment. Last year, the way that this is like the in sync episode. This is so scary.
I love it.
Any hoodly-hoo, I'm struggling with a friendship coworker situation at the moment. Last year, I found out the hard way that there were a lot of secret Trumpers I work with. I'm an X-ray tech at a hospital, and this particular friend was one of them. She wasn't someone I routinely hang out with outside of work, but someone I do consider a friend. Since learning this about her, I find myself not wanting to continue the friendship. She's the type of friend that you have to walk on eggshells around. She can be very rude and judgmental if you disagree with her at all. In the past few weeks, she's made some blatantly racist comments out in the open. Yeah, no, we're not doing that. We've lost the fucking plot. Yeah. My God. Anyway, expressing her frustration that a patient earlier couldn't speak English and how annoying that was for her to deal with. I was horrified upon hearing this, but struggled to stand up in her work environment. As someone who's been working on themselves for the past few years and trying to stand firm in the beliefs and voice them, I'm screaming inside. I wouldn't speak to this person again if I didn't have to work with them. I just see her in a completely different light, and unfortunately that light is not very flattering. Any advice you could give would be amazing. I love you both and the Coven. Sarah. Oh, Sarah, I'm so sorry. Let me tell you a little story about my work history. The first time I went abroad, I was 26. I went with a coworker. It was just, I didn't know her very well, but it was an opportunity to go. And I was like, I'm a late in life traveler. While on the bus to Versailles, it was in 2016. The election had just happened. Trump was going to be president. I've been a hater, okay? Back 10 fucking years ago, we're talking to another group of Americans about the travesty that is this situation. And she goes, I don't know. I just think people maybe should give him a chance. I looked at her and I said, did you vote for Donald Trump? And she said, yeah, I did. So I didn't know. I was on my first trip abroad in another fucking country with someone that was a secret Trumper that I didn't know. So I can speak to this. Her and I don't talk anymore, obviously. Here's the thing. We have kind of beat this dead horse, but it is, for me, not a difference in politics. It is a difference in ethics. It is a difference in morals. I'm sorry, you're saying racist things. We're not going to be friends. I'm not going to be dealing with that. And also, you don't have to be friends with your coworkers. It's such a wonderful thing about jobs. And sometimes you get to be friends and you cross those lines, but you can just easily as take a step back. You don't owe this person anything beyond keeping it cute in a working environment. You don't have to engage when they say hateful things. You can and should call them out. If someone says something racist in front of me, you bet your sweet fucking ass on the spot. I don't care who it is. I don't care what the scenario is. I'm going to say something about it. So I encourage that from you. But also, don't be friends with this person. You don't owe them anything. Don't go out of your way to make it a hostile working environment like we were just discussing. But you do not owe this person your free time, your energy. I'm sorry that you're disappointed. I am sorry that they revealed themselves to be who they are, but I'm also kind of glad that you know who they are, so you don't spend more time getting to know them and feel like you trust them and have a safe space with them. So I would keep it real cute, get it real professional, make it clear that you are there when you can talk about your x-rays and the broken bones and the AP and the lateral when you need to. And other than that, zip your lid. You don't need to talk to this person.
Yeah, I understand that. Like, yeah, it can be a nice little perk to be friends with the people you work at. It makes it more enjoyable when you can talk about each other's lives and makes the days go by faster. But you don't have to be in it. And I know that it sucks even more when you find out these are people that you would never even want to be friends with, and now you have to spare or share space and time with them. But yeah, I think it's just like kind of let them know in a cute, classy way where you stand on things, and that type of comment and speak and behavior is not going to be tolerated, and you don't appreciate it. And then leave it at that. I think that's as simple as it can be. And it's not about arguing. It's not about getting into discussion, a heated debate. It's just that like, that's not cool.
Also, here's a to whom it may concern. If they say something racist or problematic, say, hey, that comment was pretty problematic. I'm surprised you feel comfortable saying things like that in front of other people. And then just let it pause, let it hang, and let them feel that.
That one cuts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we're not doing that. Anywho, love you. Hope that helps.
I was just noticing the Nutcracker, and is that a menorah? Wow. When do we put candles in there?
This year.
Allison, you don't know when Hanukkah is? The 14th. Isn't that when it starts?
It changes every year.
Well, it starts on the 14th this year. I know because
You're
I'm going
right.
to your Val's parents.
My sister-in-law's parents.
Yeah, I made friends with Katie's sister-in-law's parents, and they invited me over for Hanukkah. So
I've never been invited to Hanukkah, just saying. Well. Mick says, hello, you two. Thanks for the fun pod and sending you both great energy. Have a sweet crush on Dayna. Oh. Yet have a quick question that perhaps you can help out. So I am non-binary and just go by my name. I'm not into labels and prefer only to date women. I'm androgynous, so most women for sure know I'm gay. Dayna, that sounds like your type.
Sure does.
The question is, recently I've been practicing the drums, and there's a person that works there that checks me in. She's super cool, and I would like to be friends. Yes, only friends. Yet I do not know how to offer this. Usually being friends with women has been complicated in the past, so I usually just avoid it altogether. However, it'd be cool to have her as a friend. In the past, it's been either A, they hate on me, or B, think I'm interested. Even straight women want to just have fun. So my question is, you know how they say straight women and straight men can't be friends? Do you think the same goes for a gay person? Most of the friends I could have are gay guys. It would just be cool to have a cool woman friend. I was thinking of asking her to hang and just be friends. Even having to explain that seems weird. She has made a few comments that make me think she wants me to ask her out. But she's for sure not somebody I would want to date and seems super fun just as a friend. Do I just bypass this altogether and keep it as is? Or do I take the chance to see if she would just be a friend? My gut says pass. Yours truly, WeHo non-binary lone wolf. Sending you both so much positive energy and self-love, Mick. Okay,
Mick.
first of all, I do think straight men, straight women can be friends. I do believe that there are this such thing as platonic. Some people argue, they're like, no, because given the opportunity, he's always going to fuck you. I don't think that's true necessarily. And I think a lot of those friendships are spawned out of them being like the significant other of one of my friends, but I don't know. I think it's really important and good to have all different types of friends in your life, of other like genders, of other sexual preferences. I think it opens up your heart and mind to everyone's lifestyles and plights and struggles. And I don't know, just is more fun that way. But I don't know. I mean, I hate that you have to think that you have to come from a position where you need to like specify exactly what you are hoping to get out of the friendship. I don't know if that's coming from somewhere within that you need to look at, or if that's just been straight up the experience every single time. Because I'm sure there'd be people that would be definitely open to having a friendship, someone that they can trust, someone that they can have fun with, that is never going to like get complicated or messy.
I have a slightly different take. I would say that I agree that if we're looking at it from a heteronormative perspective of a man and a woman who are both straight, I do think they can be friends, but I do think there's a reason why that has the rap that it does, and that it's like exception versus the rule. I would say you should and can have straight female friends. My only caveat there is, since specifically Mick was talking about this woman before, kind of alluding to wanting to be asked out by Mick, I feel like that to me, you need to set some ground rules because of that. So if you had never had any type of vibe on that and whatever, then yeah, just hang out. Just be like, hey, we should do something sometime. But I think that people really respond to and appreciate vulnerability. So there's nothing wrong with saying, hey, I think you're cool. I would love to hang out as friends. I don't flatter myself. I'm hoping to not offend you by saying that. I've had some, situations in the past where things are misconstrued, and I just want to be clear about it.
I think that's a great way to call that out.
But I would love to hang out. So it's like, if you come from a position of, this is something I've dealt with, but I'd like to be friends, I think people appreciate that. And then guess what? If she just thinks you're hot and does want to date you, then she knows that. And that expectation is set, and then she can kind of rework that in her brain and be friends with you or not.
Yeah.
That's what I think.
I think that's a perfect way to do it. Because it can be kind of an uncomfortable, like presumptuous thing to have to like bring up or mention, but I think that's the perfect way to do it.
Allison, anything to add?
I think, honesty is the best policy. And if it gets misconstrued, you did everything you could to be honest. So
Period.
Also, Allison's wearing our shirt today, you guys.
I meant to say, when you were talking about my outfit and then your outfit, and I would say, and Allison's outfit.
It warms my heart. It's so sweet to see.
Love you guys.
Disrespectfullypod.com. You can get our merch. Anywho, well, I think this has been a great how's your hangover since we started to now? You doing better?
I'm feeling like dog water, man.
Ooh, not better. Okay.
Yeah, not so great. I don't know. I might need to have like a little like Corona when I get home or something.
No,
a little hair of the dog, only because I just have such a long day ahead of me.
Do you have more of those pickle beers? Do you ever get more from me?
No, I need to find those.
Okay, well, let me know when you find them.
Okay.
I was like, maybe I'll come over and have a pickle beer with you. All right, well, I think that is just the show.
That'll do.
Thank you guys for writing in. Please keep doing it. Okay, love you. Bye.
Love you. Bye.
Babe, you're gonna see the power of women. Like, disrespectfully.